الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكرى وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين صدق الله العلي العظيم.
MashaAllah, that was a beautiful recitation for our young brother Kehan, for his health, well-being, and continued blessings. Please recite as-salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I'd like to request Brother Jafar Said to come to the front for recitation of Salam and Marsiya. Please welcome him with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala
It's a little better. اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، آیت تطہیر ہے ادنا نقاب فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، ضامن نسل پیمبر ہیں یہی بحرین پاک، ایک کوثر ہے علی اور ایک کوثر فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا، ان سے پھیلا دین حق، ان سے بڑھی نسل رسول، مالک کوثر علی کوثر خطاب فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، کشتی دین خدا کی ناخدا ثابت ہوئی، شبر و شبیر جیسے دین کا ڈنگر فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، نام ہے تسبیح زہرا، کام تسبیح ہے خدا، ذکر تیرا ذکر حق، اللہ اکبر فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا ہوگا حجاب فاطمہ، آئے تطہیر امیر ہے عدنان قاب فاطمہ، اس سے بڑھ کر اور کیا؟ صلوات علی محمد و آل محمد۔ فاتحہ پڑھیں۔ دنیا سے جب گزر گئیں زہرا جگر فگار، دنیا سے جب گزر گئیں زہرا جگر فگار، چلائی سر کو پیٹ کے زینب کہ میں نثار، بن آپ کے ملے گا ہمیں کس طرح قرار، اب کون ہے ہمارا بجز شاہ ذوالفقار، رنج و الم میں غم کی گھٹا دل پہ چھائی ہے، ہم لٹ گئے رسول خدا کی دہائی ہے، ہم لٹ گئے رسول خدا کی دہائی ہے، اتنے میں آئے پیٹتے سر کو حسن حسین، ماں سے لپٹ کے کہتے تھے دونوں بشور و شین، اماں اٹھاؤ سر کو کہ آئے ہیں نور عین، اے اماں جان ہم کو نہیں ایک پل بھی چین، پہلے ہی ہم دکھی ہیں نہ ہم کو رلائیے، نانا کی طرح ہم کو نہ یوں چھوڑ جائیے، نانا کی طرح ہم کو نہ یوں چھوڑ جائیے، زہرا کو غسل دے چکی جب زینب حضی آ کر کفن پہنانے لگے بادشاہدی، آئے حسن حسین بھی روتے ہوئے قریب، ماں کے گلے لپٹ گئے دونوں وہ نازنی، اعجاز سے بطول نے دل کو سنبھال کر لے لی بلائیں ہاتھ، کفن سے निकाल कर ले ली बलाएं हाथ कफन से निकाल कर दुनिया से जब गुजर गई सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद
MashaAllah, for Brother Jafar Sayyid, and Salamati, please recite as-salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before inviting Maulana to the minbar, I wanted to share with you some community announcements and acknowledge the sponsor of tonight's program. This Friday evening, December 6th at 8 p.m., Shabab al-Mehdi will be hosting a majlis to commemorate the martyrdom of Sayyidah Fatimiyyah Zahra, Salamullahi alayha. Allahumma ala Muhammad wa ali. The majlis will be held in the multi-purpose room, and families are requested to attend to encourage the youth. Please register for this majlis on the Baitul Ilm website. There will be a ladies and girls majlis on Sunday, December 8th at 2 p.m. after Sunday school. If any of the ladies would like to recite in this majlis, please contact Sister Amir Mukhtar. This Saturday, December 7th, Unity Academy will be hosting an open house. The open house begins at 10 a.m. Childcare is available for a nominal cost, and Unity Academy is our star project here at Baitul Ilm. It is a Montessori school, and there are currently 3 programs at our school. There is a primary school for children aged 3 to 6, a lower elementary school for children aged 6 to 9, and an upper elementary school for children aged 9 to 12. For inquiries regarding the open house, please visit the Baitul Ilm website. On the topic of Unity Academy, Unity Academy is beginning their annual fundraising campaign with a goal to raise $50,000 in support of our rapidly growing school. Your generous donations will support our school's Islamic mission and create for yourselves blessings in this world and in the hereafter. Your tax-deductible deductions to Unity Academy can be made through a check or through Zelle. And the address for Zelle is info@theunityacademy.org with a memo for fundraising. Tonight's sponsors. The sponsors of tonight's program are Brother Ali Jafri and Sister Hina Jafri. They request that you remember the marhumin of your families and the marhumin of their families in particular. Faiza Khatun Naqvi bint Sayyid Bakar Hussain Naqvi, Sayyid Ali Imran Jafri ibn Sayyid Yusuf Hussain Jafri, Sayyid Ali Raza Jafri ibn Sayyid Ali Imran Jafri, Sadiq Ali Khoja, Fakir Muhammad Jafri, and Mavis Jafri bint Parvez Jafri. Please remember them with a Surah Fatiha preceded by a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If I can have the brothers please stand up and move to the front. Let us welcome Hujjatul Islam Shayk Amir Mukhtar Faezi to the minbar with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli.
Fatiha.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الواحد الأحد الحكيم الصمد الذي كان من عز صفاته أنه لم يلد ولم يولد وعرفنا بوحدانيته بقوله ولم يكن له كفوا أحد والصلاة والسلام على العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا صلى على محمد واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين أما بعد فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فاطمة بضعة مني صلوات. Dear brothers and sisters in Iman, I have been reciting this very famous hadith of Prophet. Matter of fact, only one part of that hadith. Everyone knows it by heart. And those who don't know, I hope that after listening 5 majalis and this hadith every night, they will inshallah memorize it. Where Prophet said, Fatimatu bad'atum minni. Fatima is part of me or part of mine. That explains the status of Fatima. Our senior ulama were used to say that those who didn't understand Fatima, actually it is because they didn't understand the Prophet himself. If they had understood the status of Prophet and the position of Prophet, then they wouldn't disrespect his daughter Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha. So the problem is in their understanding of the Prophet himself. Their attachment to the Prophet, their love of Prophet, their following of Prophet, their commitment to the Prophet was not strong enough to stick with the family of Prophet and to respect and regard the Prophet. What we hear normally from radio and TV in the Muslim countries and what we read in the newspapers or even the history books and the books on Islamic studies in schools, that is not the authentic history or authentic version of the Islamic history. Our history, first of all, as you know, history was written hundreds of years later, and it was written in the times of Banu Umayyah and Banu Abbas. Both families and these both dynasties, they didn't want the historians to write the true history, because true history was not in their interest. And matter of fact, in the world you will find rarely any book on any history which is really authentic history. If you had some experience with people of color in this society, and if you would talk to them about the history of United States and what normally is taught at a school, they would tell you that they don't believe in this history. They have their own version of history, and they are challenging it, and they are writing their version or their narration of history. In Pakistan, for example, those of you from there, remember in our childhood how they were used to talk about Muhammad bin Qasim, meaning he was just a little less than prophet. Muhammad bin Qasim came in Sindh, and he came in that area which was known as Hind at that time. And the story, you know, that how Hajjaj bin Yusuf was so much concerned about the people in India, and he received one letter from one lady, and he sends Muhammad bin Qasim with the army, and he comes there, and this is what you are familiar with that. Now, from a few years from this, that social media is free to talk about these things, and some historians have written the history, and they told that that was all fake. G.M. Sayyid is one of them. Mehdi Hasan is another one. And then there are other historians that who have challenged it and proven it that that was not true. I don't want to get into the details, but meaning this is just one example in our own life. Muhammad bin Qasim, Farishta-e-Rahmat, angel from God, godly man, came to conquer the Sindh, and he opened the door of Islam in the India. We had read the stories about Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi, the thief. Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi, and how many times he came to India, and how many times he attacked on those Hindu mandirs, Somnath ka mandir. It became, you know, a big thing in language also, Somnath ka mandir fatah karna. And again, Ghazi and godly man, someone very committed to Islam. You know, now everybody is talking about him. He was a fake guy, a thief. He was used to attack in India, and then finally he and his son, they attacked in Iran, and they went all the way until Isfahan. Sabzwar, Nishapur, all the way until Isfahan. The son of this Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi. But open those books which we read in our primary school, in our middle school, in our high school. We were used to memorize their stories, and these were the heroes of Islam. Leave everything aside. Pakistan went in war 3 times with India, and 65, 71 and war before that. And do you remember what we were used to taught? That in all these wars Pakistan was victorious. Pakistan defeated India. And for someone, Imam Ali came to help. People saw Imam Ali fighting for Pakistan. And for someone, people saw this Data Saab in Lahore fighting to protect Lahore. And meaning that was part of our history. And we were learning these books. And everyone was, and now they are talking about that Pakistan never won a single war. And was begging everyone to please come and help us. And now people are cursing the army and those generals and those soldiers and all that, Nishan-e-Haider and Nishan this and Nishan that. And they are acknowledging, and finally our General Bajwa Sahab has surrendered that we cannot fight India. It is beyond our ability. We cannot fight. We just need to be friend. We need to surrender. So these are the few examples of just history of our own country, our own system. So my brothers and sisters, this history of Islam and Muslims, that here Prophet would say something and here everybody was running to implement that. My brothers and sisters and people always ask us this question: how come if Prophet had announced at Ghadir, Man kuntu mawlahu fahada aliyun mawla, how come people would not listen to it? They forget this Prophet was asking them to bring a pen and paper for me. He was asking, bring a pen and paper for me. And who listened to it? And who brought it? And they start quarreling with one another. Then Prophet arranged an army which is known as Jaish-e-Usama. And he asked 10,000 people to leave Medina and go to this boundary of Muslim state and the Roman state. And he only spared Imam Ali and his uncle Abbas and a few people, but rest of them, he said, everybody is under this Usama bin Zayd, and everybody should leave and everybody should go. Ask them, did these people go? Did these people leave? And every time and every day Prophet was asking, have they gone? They say, no, Ya Rasulullah, they have not gone. Rasulullah would send message, go and tell them, leave immediately. Leave immediately. But they never left. They never left. So, these are a few examples to just show you that this thing which they have created, that how come if Prophet had said something, then people would not do it. My brothers and sisters, this is again the man-made history. People were used to argue with Prophet. people were used to disobey Prophet. People would disobey the Prophet. And many times they would come and question, are you saying it from your own? Or this is what Allah has told you to do it? So, what do you mean by that? What this question? That you are telling it at your own, or you are told by Allah to do it? It means that if you are telling it, then we can shrug the shoulders and we say, no, we are not going to do it. But if this is what Allah is saying, then that's a different story. We saw in the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, where they said that I never got this kind of doubt before in your nubuwwat, the kind of doubt which I got after this treaty. He is not saying the first time I got the doubt. He said, I never got that strong doubt before as I got today after this treaty of Hudaybiyah. And when Prophet went for Hajj, and Prophet told them for this Umrah Tamattu, Arabs were not used to do Umrah Tamattu and Hajj together. They would go for Hajj and only do Hajj, and they would go for Umrah at the time of Umrah. Before, they would separate these two. They would not do both in one trip. Prophet said, this is what you need to do. I am going to do it. Prophet did it, but many of them, they resisted to do it. They resisted to do it. So these are just few examples that this myth which they have made, that whatever they were just obedient of Prophet, and whatever Prophet was telling they were doing, and they were not doing anything else. This is a myth which historians have made later. Matter of fact, this brief time of Majlis will not allow me to explain this concept in detail, but I will try very quickly. You know, there are two kinds of leaders. There are dictators, tyrants, and leaders that who don't give any regard or any respect to their followers, and they act arrogantly, they act forcefully, and they just give orders and they demand the what you call absolute obedience, and take the full credit and don't give any credit to the people who are following or who are participating with them. They don't give them any credit. They take the full credit. It's me. That's the leader who is doing all that. This is all because of this leader. And then the leader is also arrogant and is abusive, or what you call dictator and tyrant. This is one system of leadership. You see in North Korea, you have seen in China, you have seen in Soviet Union, you have seen in Czechoslovakia, you have seen in so many other places. It's only leader. Then there is another leadership which is humble, which doesn't abuse people. Matter of fact, gives people dignity, honor, respect, role, and then also doesn't take the full credit for himself, gives them also credit that it's not only me. Even when they are saying it is all because of you, he says, no, it's not me, it's because of all of us. All of us, we did it together. I'm not only one person. All of us, we built together, we did together. And he gives role and responsibility and izzat and ihtiram to everyone, and he is a humble leader. I will just give you this homework. Later on, after Ayyam Fatimiyyah, go and study these two kind of leaderships, these kind of two followings, and see that what happens in this camp and what happens in that camp. The leader who is humble, the leader who doesn't take the full credit, the leader who is telling everyone, even if they didn't do anything, brother, it is because of you. You did it. You were also here. You contributed. You played this role. He is trying to build them and he is trying to encourage them. Finally, what happens? These people, they become the owners. They become the owners and they become now the partners. And they don't feel that this man who is leading, that he has that much right on this project or on this thing. He is there, but it is because of our donations. It is because of our sweat and blood. It is because of everyone work together. It is not he only, it is we all together. And people start kind of, now everyone is becoming leader and everyone is becoming mover and shaker, and if you don't listen to any one of them, he goes from his door se nikal rahe, he is leaving that door, he is leaving from here, dragging feet, meaning why he has not listened to me? I am somebody. You understand? You may have seen some of these examples with your own eyes here and there. So what happens, that the people who were with the Prophet was the most humble leader. And he wanted to create that sense of ownership in people. Prophet wanted to uplift the people. Prophet wanted to uplift them and give them respect and to give them regard and to give them the ability to think big and to do more. And he never took the credit. He never dominated. He tried to be humble. But then what happens, my brothers and sisters? Every other person is now leader. Every other person is also equal partner. It's not only the Prophet. I am also somebody. So that attitude actually created all the mess after the death of Prophet. These people, instead of going with the will and the wasiyat of Prophet, they went with their own vision. They went with whatever they thought in the best interest of Islam. You understand what I'm trying to say? They are not obedient followers. They are shoulder to shoulder, meaning claiming leadership. Islam reached to this point with our blood and with our sweat. We gave our blood and sweat. We fought for it. We did migration for it. We did hijrat for it. And we are also minds and brains, because Prophet was used to give them role and Prophet was used to also appreciate them. Prophet was building them. They had no respect in the Jahili system. Those leaders in the time of Jahiliyyah would not give them any respect or any role. But now Prophet had a different system and different way of leadership. He was building people. He was giving people role and respect. And unfortunately, these kind of leaders are always abused. The humble leadership is always abused and challenged, because this man didn't establish himself as a dictator. He tried to share the authority with everyone, and people are now used to having authority. They are used to have say in affairs, because people were used to, Prophet was used to consult them. When you consult people, whether they know anything or they don't know anything, when you consult them, they will end up saying something. They will end up giving you their opinion. And then sooner and later they will get used to it, that why did you decide something without consulting us? They forget that who are they and who is he. Because they are used to with that system. They were every time consulted. Now you didn't consult them. Who are you? That you made this decision and without our consultation. So I'm just giving you food for thought, that why these people, their attitude was that they are partners with the Prophet. Even Islam and Prophet owes them. It was their help, it was their support, it was their blood and sweat, it was their money, it was their fight, it was their hijrat. And my brothers and sisters, when you go and read, when did they fight? Where did they fight? You see in Badr, you see in Uhud, you see them in the battle of Ahzab, you see them in the battle of Khandaq, you see them in the battle of Khaybar. You see in any of those wars, in any of those battles, you don't see them fighting. But their claim is, we fought for Islam. We went in the battlefields. So my brothers and sisters, that attitude and the humbleness of Prophet and the akhlaq of Prophet and the politeness of Prophet, which again we have so many examples, that how much he was polite, that many times God has to come and protect him. People would abuse him. God had to send wahi and stop people from that abuse which they were doing against the Prophet. Prophet would never mind, or he would never say that you have done anything wrong against me. So if so many people were around the Prophet, it was not because they were so good, it was because the Prophet was so good. It was because Prophet was so forgiving, because Prophet was so polite, because Prophet was so much accommodating, because Prophet was so much building people and honoring people and respecting people and accommodating people. So that is something which many of these people, simple-minded people who don't read history with critical thinking, they don't understand this. Recite a salawat. So those who would argue with Prophet, if they are arguing with Fatima, are you surprised? They were used to argue with Prophet. And then if you read the history and if you read the books of tafsir, they say Prophet, they write, their ulama, that Prophet wanted to go this way, and this man that who is more active in that community, the champion one, the second one, and he wanted to go that way, Allah revealed ayat in Quran in his favor and proved that he was right, and Allah every time went with him. And this is in tafsir. Again, I don't have time. Not one time, more than 10 or 15 times they have ayat in Quran that here Prophet wanted to go that way and he wanted to go in that way, and Allah revealed the ayat in the way which this man wanted to go. So, try to understand, my brothers and sisters. Because some of you, even when you have so much relationship with these others, and then you have so much bombardment on social media, how come? This is why. People had developed that attitude that it's not only Prophet, it's me also. We did it together. I am someone. Prophet praised me there. Prophet gave me this role. Prophet gave me this duty. Prophet acknowledged my commitment. Prophet acknowledged my contribution. And they don't know that he is as a teacher. When we are teacher and we have students, and particularly weak students, we praise them too much to give them the confidence. माशाअल्लाह कितना खूबसूरत लिखा है, कितना अच्छा सबक याद किया है, माशाअल्लाह you did good. Oh Baba, this माशाअल्लाह is because you are too weak. And I'm trying to build you, I'm trying to give you some motivation. But sometimes people will believe that. And they will think that yes, we are doing that. So, that humility of Prophet, that akhlaq of Prophet, softness of Prophet, they used that to build that, develop that attitude. We are partners with the Prophet. Even sometime, as they have shown in Sulh Hudaybiyah, they were more concerned about Islam and the honor of Islam and dignity of Islam and in the interest of Islam than Prophet himself. Don't you see that? You read the history. To them, Prophet is not serving the best interest of Islam. They know what is going to serve the best interest of Islam. So that mindset, you need to understand. What was the mindset? The mindset was that Prophet is one of ourselves. Prophet is one of ourselves. Man like me, the only difference is he receives wahi from Allah. Other than that, he is a man like me. And then they have so many hadiths in their books that Prophet says, there are areas where you know more than me or better than me. They have a hadith in Sahih Bukhari that once Prophet gave advice to people in Medina how to take care of their gardens, the gardens of dates. Dates ही कहते हैं ना उसको, palm tree कहते हैं या dates ना. And they said they listened to the Prophet and they treated their trees and their dates just as Prophet told them. And this was, and they lost. Nothing, meaning these dates didn't really bear the fruits. And these poor guys, they went in the loss. When Prophet saw that, next year Prophet told them, don't listen to me when I tell you about these kind of things. Antum a'lam bidunyakum. You folks have more knowledge about your dunya than me. Just go with your own, whatever way you do, but only thing about akhirat and deen, when I tell you something, then you listen to me. So they have certain kind of, they were used to criticize Prophet. They had made a name for Prophet, and Quran talks about that. They were used to call him Ozun. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to defend here Prophet. What they were called to Prophet? Ozun. Ozun means someone that who believes everyone. Anyone comes and fools him, anyone comes and tells him anything, he is so simple that he believes everybody. He is not cunning. He is not clever. He doesn't know what is in the hearts of people. He doesn't look to their background. He just believes them in their face value. So because he believes in their face value and he trusts them and he believes whatever they tell him, so he is a simple-minded man. Allah says if he was not a man like that, then none of you guys would be around him. You are around him because he listens to people. He takes them at their face value. So, I'm just giving you some background that all of these things, whether it is Ghadir, whether it is Khilafat, whether it is Fadak, whether things before, when they were used to argue with him, they were used to confront him, they were used to, and he was not a dictator that who would say, mind your business and listen and obey, otherwise get out of it. Prophet never had that attitude. Prophet is working with everyone, giving everyone extra mile, giving everyone room to grow, giving everyone time to grow, and Prophet was a man of that nature. So, the people around the Prophet were not the obedient to the level where our historians have written in the history and as they have presented. If I just take this topic and continue until end, I can keep adding so many more examples. That how they were used to challenge the Prophet, how they were used to confront the Prophet, how they were used to criticize even Prophet. Don't you think these were the same people that who were beating the drum against that story, who were making a big story against his wife? You know that qissa that the Aisha was traveling with Prophet, and at one point, this is known as the incident of Ifk. Prophet was traveling with his wives and with his companions, and at one point what happened, in the morning when they wanted to lift that what you call that carriage, or वो जो हौदज था उसे क्या कहेंगे आप, जिसमें है पालकी हौदज, उसको अंग्रेजी में क्या कहेंगे? Carriage ही होगा ना. They had a carriage and these ladies were used to sit in it, and then people were used to lift that carriage on their shoulders. Just a few moments before they come and they lift, she left the carriage to go and kind of like use to go for, like as we know, restroom or bathroom or something like that, for Rafi Hajat. And normally these caravans, they would leave right after Salatul Fajr. It was not the sunrise where the light and it is too, because it was the weather is very warm over there, so they would leave very early in the morning after Fajr prayer. So it's not meaning a light. So leave. When they said Ar-Rahil, 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 so everybody started marching. People who were supposed to carry this carriage in which Aisha was sitting, so they came and they put the carriage on their shoulders and they are marching and they are going. So everyone left, and when she comes back, she sees everybody is gone. So the Prophet is gone, the people are gone, the carriage is gone, and the people who are carrying the carriage, they even didn't realize, because at that time she was not heavy, she was very light and slim. So she didn't really weigh too much, that they would realize. She herself also says that I was very slim and smart at that time. So even the people who were carrying the carriage, they didn't realize. So what happened? Everybody is gone. The poor lady is sitting there. After maybe a few hours, somebody, the bypasser, he comes and he sees that a lady is sitting on the way. Salaam alaikum, sister, who are you? She said, no, Ummul Mu'mineen, I am your mother, and they left me here, they went and they didn't realize I'm just sitting here. So he said, very respectfully, he took her and he said, so come with me and we go and I will eventually, we will reach to the caravan. So he brought. But there were munafiqeen also. They found the story. They said, the wife of Prophet left behind. What was she doing there? Who is this man with her? So what is the relationship? So they came up with a story, they fabricated a story, and they broke the story in Medina. So much so that wherever two people are sitting, they are talking about this story. It became the talk of town. So embarrassing, so bad, and these are the followers of Prophet, and they are talking against meaning this is namus of the Prophet, about the wife of Prophet. I don't know, how many of you know this story? Raise your hand so I know that I don't have to get into too many details. Yeah, so you know it. Normally in our old ulama, they were used to say that those who know, tell the story to those who don't know after the majlis. You educate them and tell them. But finally, it became so hot story, so embarrassing story, that Prophet ended up asking her to leave for some days and just go and live with her parents. So she left the house of Prophet and went there and stayed with the Prophet, her parents. Prophet was quiet. Prophet was not defending her, and Prophet was also not bringing any allegations against her. And nobody knows. It took some time, a few days, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayat in Quran, and he says that the story was fake, fabricated, and the wife of Prophet was not involved with any indecent kind of relationship with anyone. Now listen to this message goes. Now in the town it was announced, the ayat is announced, message goes. Everybody is celebrating, the friends of Prophet. She got so proud that I am someone that Allah sends ayat for me to defend me. While Allah is defending the honor of His Prophet. बाज़ औक़ात इंसान भी अजीब सोचता है. Allah is defending the honor and namus of His Prophet. But she thinks that Allah is standing with her and Allah is protecting her. So when the news went, her mother, she said, no, you go and say salam to your husband, meaning the Prophet, apologize for all this pain and inconvenience, and thank the Prophet. She said, why should I go and thank him? He never helped me. He never supported me. I should thank Allah who defended me and who sent the ayat. I'm not going to defend, I'm not going to thank him. So this is written in every book. Meaning that is the attitude. That the gentle lady is knowing that he is Prophet, he is messenger, is not going to say that, Ya Rasulullah, I am sorry, I left that carriage at wrong time and it caused so much embarrassment and so much inconvenience for you and for everyone, so I am sorry. She said, no, I am not going to say sorry. Go and thank him. No, I am not going to thank him. He didn't do anything for me. So who did it for you? Allah. So now you understand the mindset? Again it became a lecture, then the majlis, but the point is that you understood the mindset. The mindset is this prophet, as today we think that he was a prophet and everybody is ashik and everybody is following and everybody is thanking and everybody is listening and everybody is going with him. That is not the case. That was not the case. Later on they made this beautiful narrative. This beautiful narrative. So my brothers and sisters, if they are not ready to be kind with Prophet, how they are going to be kind with his daughter? How they are going to be kind with his daughter or his son-in-law or with his cousin? If they are challenging them, if they are challenging the Prophet, why they are not going to challenge the daughter of Prophet? If they feel they are equal with the Prophet, the difference is only wahi. Other than that, they are more kaya, they are more cunning, they are more intelligent, they are more sharp, they are more able. The only deficiency is that Allah doesn't send any wahi to them. Otherwise, they are ahead of Prophet. So if that is the mindset, if that is the attitude, then why one should be surprised that what happened after the death of Prophet, whether it was Khilafat, whether it was Imamat, whether it was Fadak, whether it was all this, what happened to Janabe Zahra Salamullah Alayha, recite salawat. So my brothers and sisters, this attitude brought so much pain to the family of Prophet and to the sincere followers of the Prophet. Fatima suffered, Ali suffered, Hassan and Hussein suffered, and later on even their all and Ahlul Bayt, all of them suffered. And these are the days when Fatima is suffering and Fatima is on her deathbed. They say she was tying her head, she was in pain, her rib was broken. Ayatollah Wahid Khurasani narrated that he had seen a doctor who told him that if someone's rib gets fractured, so you feel the pain almost constantly every time when you breathe. Every time when you breathe. And she experienced that pain for at least 75 days or to 95 days. And other wounds are in addition to that. Insult and disrespect and the trauma, that is all in addition to that. But this broken rib, my brothers and sisters, but even in that situation, she didn't abandon her young sons and those young daughters. She is being a kind mother for Hassan and Hussein and for Zainab and Kulsum, and she is taking care of them. Ali is helping to extend whatever he can help. Sometime Asma would help whatever she could help. One day they say that Imam Ali saw her, that she is washing the clothes, she is cooking the food, she is bathing the children, she is everywhere. So when Imam Ali saw her doing all that many things, Imam Ali says, Zahra, do you feel better today? That today you are doing all these things in row. She looks back to the face of Ali, eyes to eyes, and says, Ali, you know it. This is my last day. I just want to make sure for last time that at least I cook food for them, I feed them with my own hands. I wash their heads, I wash their bodies, I bathe them, I clothe them, I serve them, I take care of them. Last time as a mother with these young children who will become yatim from today. My brothers and sisters, she did all that, and after that she said, Shahzado, my Hassan and Hussein, go outside and play. And now I have washed you, I have done all this for you, let me cook the food for you, and then when you come back, you have your food. She cooked the food, she prepared it, and then she calls Asma. Asma, I am going in my room. As long as you keep hearing my voice, you think that I am still around, I am alive. But when you don't listen the voice of my tasbih, then it means inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, I am gone. But Asma, when my children come home, first make sure to feed them. I have made the food for them. So feed them first, because after finding out that I have passed, they will not eat. So first feed them and then bring them into the room. They say that Sayyida went in the room and she was doing tasbih and hamd of Allah and shukr of Allah and zikr and wird, and Asma would go after a little while at the door, listen, she is still doing tasbih. Asma would say, shukr alhamdulillah, she is still around, she is still alive. But my brothers and sisters, after a while, Asma goes at the door and puts her ear over there, doesn't listen any voice. When she doesn't listen any voice, she opens the door, goes inside, sees Sayyida is gone. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. She puts that cloth, she puts that sheet on her face, close the door, comes out. After a little while, Hassan and Hussein come in, and she says that Hassan and Hussein, food is ready here, so please come and have your food. And both of them, they look at the face of Asma and they say, have ever we ate the food without our mother, that today we eat by ourselves? We are a family where everyone eats together. We always sit in front of our mom and we always eat our food with our mom, with our mother. And you are asking her to eat alone. She says, my dear Shahzado, please sit down here. Your mother is taking nap and you eat your food and then I will take you in the room. They said, no, we are not going to eat without our mother. Let her wake up. When she will wake up, then we will eat. Finally, Asma started crying and she told them that your mother is not here anymore. Your mother is gone. So my brothers and sisters, both of them, they rush in the room. They come and they throw themselves on the mayyat of their mother. Sometimes they kiss her forehead. Sometimes they kiss her hands. Sometimes they go and kiss her feet, and they are crying. My brothers and sisters, children are doing azadari. Ali joins them to do azadari. Zainab Kulsum, everyone is doing this azadari. Ali has to give her ghusl in the same night. She had made the wasiyat. She said, Ya Ali, I make wasiyat to you that when I pass away, you do my ghusl. You give me the ghusl, because in Sharia, husband and wife, they can wash their body and they do ghusl mayyit if they want. So Amirul Mu'mineen goes and he wants to now wash the body of Sayyida Fatimah Zahra Salamullah alayha. But when he is washing, all of a sudden he starts crying very openly. When his cry was heard, later on people asked, Ya Ali, men don't cry like that on their wives, and why were you crying when you were giving ghusl to Fatima? Ali said, I cried because when I put her shirt off, I first time saw that how deep this wound was. Oh my brothers and sisters, Ali says that the shirt was all just glued with the body, and Ali says that was the reason Zahra always kept her hand on the pehlu. ये पहलू पे हर वक्त जो हाथ रखा हुआ था. Zahra didn't want Ali to see that while she was alone, while she was alive. ألا لعنة الله على قوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. مات.
Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، 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 کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا۔ بعد رسول پاک جو ظلم و ستم ہوئے، تا مرگ ان کی آنکھ سے آنسو نہیں رکے، آنکھوں کے گرد پڑ گئے حلقے بطول کے، یہ ظلم غیر نے نہیں اپنوں نے ڈھائے تھے، صدیاں گزار گئی جاری ہے وہ جفا، اہل عزا تو آج بھی کرتے ہیں یہ بکا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، 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 کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا۔ روداد غم سناؤں ذرا کلمہ گو سنو، تاریخ دے رہی ہے گواہی یہ آپ کو، آئے تھے آگ لے کے در سیدہ پہ جو، عیسائی بھی نہیں تھے یہودی نہیں تھے وہ، بی بی پہ جب گرایا دہکتا ہوا وہ در، اسلام کہہ رہا تھا یہی چیخ چیخ کر، کتنی مظلوم زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے 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 زہرا۔ خاموش بوت راب تھے منشائے کبریا، دربار میں لین کے پہنچے جو سیدہ، حسنین کے سوا کوئی ہمدرد ہی نہ تھا، سب جان نثار ہو گئے قاتل کے ہم نوا، جو چھوڑ کر گئے تھے جنازہ رسول کا، کرتے بھلا رسول کی بیٹی سے کیا وفا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
18ویں برس میں اٹھائے ہیں یہ مہن، دن رات سیدہ کے کلیجے میں تھی دکھن، دیکھی گلو حیدر کرار میں رسن، روئے حسین زینب کلثوم اور حسن، جب تھے علی حصار میں اس دن کو روئی ہے، تنہائیوں میں بیٹھ کے محسن کو روئی ہے، کتنی مظلوم
ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم
ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کروٹ سے دائیں جانب کبھی سو نہیں سکی، خون رک نہیں رہا تھا جو زخمی ہوئی جبھی، ٹوٹی جو پسلیاں سکون تھا کہیں نہیں، اب جی نہیں سکوں گی یہ زہرا کو تھا یقین، اس درجہ زخم کھائے ہیں قنفذ کی ذات سے، تسبیح پڑھ نہ پائیں کبھی سیدھے ہاتھ سے، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
غسل و کفن کا وقت جو آیا تھا باخدا، مولا کے گھر قیامت صغرا ہوئی بفا، گریا علی کا سن کے یہ زینب کی تھی بکا، جہاں سے گزر نہ جائیں کہیں شیر کبریا، یارا رہا نہ ضبط کا رونے لگے علی، پہلو کا زخم دیکھ کے کہنے لگے علی، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کچھ تو بتاؤ لوگوں رلایا گیا ہے کیوں، مخدومائے جہاں کو ستایا گیا ہے کیوں، یہ ظلم بعد مرگ بھی ٹھایا گیا ہے کیوں، میت کو فاطمہ کی چھپایا گیا ہے کیوں، 40 قبریں زہرا بنائی تھی اس لیے، زہرا کی قبر کوئی مسلمان دیکھ لے، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی
مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، مسمار قبر فاطمہ زہرا کو کر دیا، جاری ہے پھر بھی ظلم کا امت میں سلسلہ، لے لو جو نام قاتل زہرا تو ہے سزا، صدیوں کے بعد بھی ہے وہی ظلم اور جفا، سوچا کبھی نہیں تھا کہ یہ دن بھی آئے گا، پڑھنا ہے جرم مرقد زہرا پہ فاتحہ، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم
ہے زہرا، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا،
میسم کے عشق تیرا قلم مظہر آبدی، کر ہی نہیں سکیں گے بیاں وہ ستم کبھی، جو ظلم سہ گئی ہے وہ بیٹی رسول کی، تا عمر میری بیوی عزادار ہی رہی، رو کر حیات کاٹی غموں کی اسیر نے، لکھا ہے مرثیوں میں انیس و دبیر نے، کتنی مظلوم ہے زہرا، 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 یا حسین
Before we recite ziyarat, there are some mareez, mu'mineen and mu'minat. They have requested for dua shifa. So please remember every mareez. In this particular night, when we are talking about the pain and the musibat of Janab Zahra Salamullah alayha, so in her name, let's ask for a full and speedy and recovery and shifa for all mareez members of our families and our community. Recite a loud salawat for them. Assalamu alayka ya Nabi Allah, Assalamu alayka ya Rasul Allah, Assalamu alayka ya Habib Allah, أحسن الله عزاك في بنتك الزهراء. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك مولاي يا أبا عبد الله الحسين. السلام عليك وعلى جدك وأبيك. السلام عليك وعلى أمك وأخيك. السلام عليك وعلى جميع أعوانك وأنصارك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك مولاي يا أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا. كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء. السلام عليك وعلى آبائك السبعة وعلى أبنائك الأربعة. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك مولاي يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. أحسن الله عزاك في أمك الزهراء. أحسن الله عزاك في أمك الزهراء وجعلنا من الناصرين لكم في الدنيا والآخرة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
صل على محمد